couple weeks back, Kevin Brennan was bitching that Dave Landau is like Kumia's new butt buddy. He was kind of jealous of him. You know, what's with this Dave Landau? He's not even funny. Who is he? I've never even heard of him. So Jim and Sam decided to have Kevin Brennan on and Dave Landau. And what a brilliant tape it made. We finally have video footage of this that just came out the other day. You get to see Landau's teary eyes. You get to see Kevin Brennan. This is a fight tape. It is an epic tape. I have a lot to say about the tape, so we're going to do one of those play, pause things. So let's pull it up. I know a lot of people have been waiting to view this tape until we played it on the show. This is one of the best tapes ever, and it's going to really introduce us to this new world of bullying Dave Landau and making fun of him and then going through, you know, all of Dave Landau's stuff and criticizing it.
It's like Kevin was pushing and pushing and pushing.
No, I didn't push until after the fact. Then I basically said, "What the fuck was that?"
But then Keith finally had to just tell you, Anthony likes Dave Landau better than you. Yeah,
basically he don't like me. And then
Landau loves this. You're going to learn a lot of real sleazy, disgusting stuff about Landau. Landau is really getting off on being teacher's pet. Imagine being the pet of the lizard. So this is a cricket. If Kumia is a lizard, this is a little cricket. And he gets off on being Kumia's favorite. Kumia's fans love me. I love being on the show. Wait till you hear the stuff he says. He's going to say to himself, but keep an eye on Dave Landau's eyes and his fat gay expressions.
And then the one week that already came back, I was going to do half that week with Bobby Kelly, and I was like, I go, Bobby Kelly, he don't work here. You know, why am I splitting it with a fat dude? Like, I don't understand.
What was the issue that he doesn't
plus,
work
you know,
there, that he's fat?
Splitting it with a fat dude, you know he's going to take 3 days and I'm going to get one, because you know how fat guys split fucking pizzas.
That's true.
You know, Bob's weight issues are not necessarily.
I don't know if they pertain to this conversation.
He's a little sensitive.
I like their conversation. They're kind of shutting it up. I think we're going to skip through. Where does it start? Around, I don't know. Let's go to 10 minutes in, because I think a lot of this stuff's going to be pretty Borisville up at the top.
Dave Landau shouldn't be co-hosting. It should be me.
Bill Schultz is a cunt. Joanne should take her tits out.
Yeah.
You're not exactly being supportive of the platform.
I feel like you're not all for the network.
Whoa! So here's little kiss-ass Dave Landau, who's not on the network. He's been co-hosting with Kumi. He's been getting like a lot of fans, Kumi's fans, and he has the nerve to say to Kevin, who's on the network, I feel like you're not all for the network. How disgusting is that? Wouldn't that make your skin crawl if you were sitting next to him and he's going to start kissing up to the network like that? Compound Media is the network he's talking about, by the way.
My bad days. No,
I'm
just saying.
You're a bit of a selfish lover.
Yeah, but it's 1 day a week. Again, if I was 4 days a week, I'd be in line. I'd be bringing in a fucking AR-15 to work. Like, I'd be all fucking signed up. You know what I mean?
You're not Dave Landau. You're not getting those 4 day a week spots.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
you know?
how is it to do 4 days a week there? It's fun.
Is that fun?
It's wonderful. The pay's great.
It is.
They paid you?
Yeah, of course.
Oh my God.
Well, you think he's flying in from Detroit to do gigs
I told him
for
I
free?
would do it for nothing, just to sit there with the great one.
I just agreed to more than Kevin. They didn't say a number.
So you'd rather
ridiculous.
That's the other shit is they would rather have Dave and pay him than have you for free.
Well, I mean, even like this week right now, Dave's in town. Like,
sure.
Dave has a family in Detroit. He's not coming from Detroit to New York for free.
No,
like,
of course
he's,
not.
he's getting paid to sit in with Ant.
Are you doing gigs at all?
No, I was going to get up, but I went out to eat with some of my family and stuff to see while I was here.
So this guy's from Detroit. He's got a family in Detroit. He flies to New York to co-host with Kumia just for the exposure. That's how sick he is. It sounds like something I did, though.
Okay. He went after because he's getting paid.
Sure.
He's good. The trip's paid
Plus,
for.
Dave goes, well, why are you shitting on me? I go, because I just was pissed that, he said, well, they're giving guys opportunity. Maybe I said Bennington and Rich Voss. It's like they have nothing. They're not going to sign them. So why are you putting guys who are definitely not going to be on the? No, but I said it on the show. I go, if Dave's that good, give him my slot. I'd be glad to give it to him.
He doesn't need your slot. He's already Anthony's backup coach.
I'm not going to go from 4 to 1.
Then he says,
there it is
yeah,
again.
He's got 4 days now.
Yeah, why are we going to one?
Then I said, why do you think we're here? He goes, well, I thought Cool. I go, no, we're here because of the fucking controversy. They didn't even, you guys had never heard of him until I said his name, right? And then that show, you said we should have him on.
Sure.
With
I
Anthony.
heard his name.
With Anthony.
Well, thank you for getting me on.
So this whole thing of like,
Again,
what,
I didn't have a problem with you or start this. I
no,
was
you
just
in the
asking
lobby.
why
You're
I
like,
was
you're like, what the
involved.
fuck are you doing? You're a 58-year-old man. Like, no, you said I'm 60.
I said you're a grown man. What
no,
is
you
your
said
problem
you're a
with me?
60-year-old man. Like,
I'm
what?
sorry,
I said
you're
you want to
60.
fight. I said you want to fight now. Like, I don't know.
No,
how
he did
it
call
was
him a
happening.
dinosaur and a 58-year-old girl, actually.
Well, yeah, it's fine with me.
You did say like you're the young buck, and there's always like a dinosaur that comes in.
There
and-
is though,
right? And that's Kevin in this
I mean,
case.
it's him and his own fucking brother. He's all pissed off because your brother's a millionaire and does movies and does all this stuff,
So
and you
lot
have
of
a
people are-
podcast. So
a lot of people
congratulations on all your
a lot of
success.
people are millionaires.
Do you hear how Dave Landau speaks to people? You're jealous because your brother is a millionaire and you have a podcast. How could you be a fan of Dave Landau? Just that voice alone. Just that disgusting gay tone.
I like when people go, "It's a million. You're a millionaire." Like that's a lot of money in Manhattan. And in Detroit, it probably is, but it doesn't get you far here.
You live
being a
in
millionaire.
Jersey, fuckface.
huh?
You live in Jersey.
Wouldn't you
Okay,
like to
I'm
have?
Stop pretending that you live in
Jersey.
Manhattan
No,
like you're
I'm
making
not.
it.
I'm
You'd like
just
to
saying
have
I'm
your brother-
renting,
You'd
huh?
like to have your brother's money.
Wouldn't
I'd
you?
like to have your brother's money.
Sure.
How do you know how much money does he have?
I
His
mean,
piece of the Chappelle show? He's
Yeah.
doing
We're talking
what we
about
do.
Neil
he's doing
Brennan.
quite
The
well.
highest selling DVDs ever.
I doubt he has more than you.
He's got more than me.
I
Yeah.
doubt it.
Piece of the
Well,
Chappelle
He's
yeah.
got more than me and Dave. That's for sure.
Combined.
Okay. Well, then you guys win. I don't know what I'm doing here.
You,
You
at this.
shit all over me.
No, dude,
and
you-
then
no, you're in the
without having-
lobby.
I like how Kevin does like quit. You know, like if people gang up on him, he'll say something like, all right, then you guys win. I don't know what I'm doing here. You know, that's what makes him a huge push. So Dave Landau's getting a little excited like this is going to be easy.
He fucking talking
Like a man
what?
to a man,
you.
as
Huh?
opposed to
No,
doing
you
it
said-
on
you said-
Twitter
you said,
and
I got
going,
a
"Oh, the
family."
religion's back, yeah,
No, and then
fucking
he's like,
lady.
I said, let's save it for the radio. And he's like, goes, why don't we just talk about? I goes, because that's why we're here, you fucking idiot, you Midwestern fucking plow fucker.
Fuck you.
You think he fucks plows?
Your career's slowly gone, just like your hair. You fucking nothing. You've done absolutely nothing with your career. You're pissed. You've been on
Dude,
this
no one's
earth.
heard of you until I mentioned your name on fucking Jim and
you
Sam.
are. No
Really?
one knows who you are,
Really,
Kevin.
dude?
Wow,
You're
20 years in the
nothing. You're
business, you have
30,
2,000 more
30,
followers than
30.
me.
Okay, you're nothing.
Congratulations,
They
man.
never heard of you.
Congratulations on
Jim
all your
Norton
success.
has been on the
He
radio
actually
for
said
20
he had
years.
heard of me.
No, he's lying.
And how does
when
it
I
feel?
said that show, he goes, I never heard of
Why
him.
am I yelling? Why am I stooping to the level of a fucking sociopath?
Whoa,
Right,
why is he a sociopath? He probably is. But this is some Landau stuff. Have you seen this tape? So it gets worse than this. Let's keep watching. Landau's going to make some really disgusting comments coming up.
I'm a sociopath.
If I want to
'cause I
listen to
live
you
in Jersey.
scream, I'll just turn on to you barely do an hour of your own show.
Oh, wow.
God,
okay.
you're so
Oh, wow.
useless, dude. And the fact that you would even come at me over nothing.
I like Kevin.
I love arguments.
Me too.
So here's the thing. Here's
All
the
I
thing.
did
He's
was
so
come up
dumb.
to you
He's
like
so
him.
dumb.
Oh, he's so dumb because that's what I do.
No, he's so dumb.
That's what I say.
He's
You're
so-
a fucking toddler. Look at the
He's
tantrum.
so dumb. He
You
thought
have
we were
shitty
here because
coping
he's
skills,
talented.
and you're raising
He's like, no,
school
maybe
shooters.
call me a recommended. I go, no, we're here because of this, you fucking
Oh, I'm
idiot.
sorry, Jim. Would you not take a recommendation from Anthony Cumia?
I probably for a healthy lifestyle, no. But for a comedian, yeah.
See, Landau is like really riding this because he's like, what do you think you're here for, dummy? You think they wanted to just interview you because you're a billion comic? You're here because of the fight. And he's like, excuse me, Jim, would you not take a recommendation from the Anthony Cumia? It's like, whoa, this is really gone to Landau's head. You're going to see like more little sickening comments like this. And this is what we're trying to follow here. I don't want you to make the fool's mistake by living in the fool's paradise, okay?
You're living in a fucking fool's paradise.
Don't get caught up on who's winning. These are two idiots. We're watching two idiots. Neither of them is winning, okay? So listen to Landau. Watch what he says.
And I said, let's save it for when we go on the air. Goes,
And
no,
no
let's
one
talk about
knows
it
who the
now.
fuck you are, and you've been around for
Dude.
35 years,
Dude,
and I'm
everybody
newer.
knows
No
who
one
I am.
knows who you are.
Everybody knows who I
Really?
am. Yeah.
Oh, I do know. I remember when I watched your most recent Comedy Central special when I was a sophomore in high school, and I also
it was good,
remember,
right?
yeah,
You
it was
steal some
great.
jokes from
oh,
it?
it's fantastic because you
Dude,
still.
I know the
it holds up 'cause
Midwest
you still do
comics.
the
I know the
material
Midwest
today.
comics. I know the Midwest comics. You're all hacks, and you all
Yeah,
think
we're
you're
all
fucking
hacked.
brilliant.
Is that
if
why
I moved
Anthony
to New York,
has me on the show over you?
Wow. You hear that? You're Midwest comic. You're all hack. And he goes, is that why Anthony has me on the show instead of you? Could you imagine saying that as an adult? Could you imagine something so sickening? So this is what he gets off on. Mr. Cumia loves me. My Anthony. I mean, what are you doing for Cumia around his house that he's even giving you this opportunity? This is a sick Andrew Cunanan-like situation. Remember Andrew Cunanan? From the assassination of Johnny Versace. Johnny. It's a sick, weird thing that the gays do. You know, like, this is very vampiric in a way. You know, Cumia is, of course, a vampire. He did draw blood with his teeth, which, you know, besides being... Oh, no, actually, we did get proof that he is undead. I'm not going to go over this for too long, but undead, came back to life, drew blood with his teeth, laughs like a vampire, like an old school vampire, spends most of his time underground in his basement, in his compound, has a karaoke stage that resembles the shape of a coffin, is mostly only seen at night. That's why he has to have a green screen behind him pretending it's day outside to throw people off, because he could only be inside. That's why people go, why don't you have a real set with some real windows if you want to be in front of a cityscape? He goes, no, because he can't be in front of the daylight. Okay. You got to really watch True Blood to understand all that. Start with season 1 and work your way up to the end. So let's go back to Landau. Let's catch all the moments where he sticks up for his maker, Cumia.
You know that that's a sensitive point for Kevin.
Sensitive point.
No, but I mean, is that why? Because I'm so hacky,
but
or
dude,
because
no one
Artie's
else
a fat ass? What else is it?
He's a fat
What else is
junkie.
the stuff that you don't say to people's faces? Because you're a failure
I'll say
of a
it right
man.
now. I'll
Jesus.
say it right now. Whatever you want me to say, just tell me what to say. I'll say it right now.
Why would- you're
I'll
the
fight
one
you
that
right
brought
now?
it
You want to
up.
fucking go to? You want me to just punch you right in your
Yeah.
fucking fat face?
In my fat, I'm fat now.
Yeah,
Look at
Wow, this is the best part. You want me to just punch you in your fat face? Landau, big giant fat fuck, sitting there going, I'm fat? I'm fat now? As if he's not fat. Now, clearly we have video. That's why I'm so glad this video came out. Listening to the audio, I really didn't know. Landau's sitting there. Landau's a big chubby guy. Landau is so crazy and stupid that he doesn't realize that he's fat. He's going to defend himself for being fat. Wait till you see this little exchange here.
You're
you.
definitely
You look like
fat.
a fucking
You're
pumpkin
looking
on meth.
How old are you?
Huh?
You're fucking fat. You're all like,
How am
I'm
I
fat.
fat?
I don't eat right. I'm a Midwestern fat comic. That's all
really
the same act. I'm fat. I'm fat.
I yell a lot. I yell a lot. I steamroll conversations so people that run a
Right.
network don't want me on their show.
What?
And every time, wow, did you see that? Wow, that was another one of those Anton Cumia moments. And this guy just met Cumia. You know, so imagine how insulting that is to a guy like Kevin Brennan, who has yearned for Cumia's love for years. Now, another sickening thing that Landau does is every time Kevin Brennan slams him, he darts his eyes over to Jim Norton to see what Jim Norton's take is on it, and then adjusts what he's going to say depending on if Jim Norton approves or not. He tries to see where Jim wants to go. Because this guy's a kiss ass. He's going to kiss ass with Cumia. He's going to kiss ass with Norton. So he kind of just does whatever he thinks Norton and Sam like the most, knowing that, you know, that's probably the smart way to do it.
What?
That's all you do is step on people's lines,
No,
then
I
you
don't
shit
at
on
all.
fucking
No, I
Artie for
just
doing
said-
the
I
same.
said when
You
I
won't
brought
even
you
let
on.
me get a
I
line
said
in
when I
now, you
saw you
loud
in the, I
fucking
said,
bitch.
I said when I saw you in the lobby.
You're a girl. You're a
I
fucking
know,
high
you're
school
a girl, and you're
No,
a
he's
Fuck
not.
you
He
with your
hasn't even fucking-
AARP card, you nothing.
You're a Bobby Kelly
Don't worry,
Barbie.
if you stay in this business,
No,
you're
he's,
gonna make
he's
it.
fat
We're
and
gonna
he's short.
How
He's
am
like
I
a Bobby
fat?
Kelly. You're fat.
How so?
Take off your
Look
fat
at your
Take
take
off your
off your
shirt.
shirt.
All right.
Take
No,
off your
I'm
wiggly
not
chin.
fat. You're
Listen,
fat.
guys,
Your fat
You're a
wiggly
fat
chin.
fuck.
Let's take our shirts off. There's only one way to settle
Yeah, there's
this.
only
I would
one
say
way
the
to
guys
settle
taking
it.
their shirts
Wow.
off
Okay,
would sell it.
will you guys take your shirts off?
I can't because I'm too white, but I'm not fat.
You're fat.
What if you
Look
just,
at you.
Just
I'm
lift up
fat.
your shirts.
Look at
Just
this.
like-
A giant fool's error here. And this shows that they're both clearly fools. Kevin Brennan goes first, and he's going to lift up his shirt to show how fat he is. Okay, only a complete moron would do something this degrading. If someone asked me to do that, I'd go, all right, guys, goodbye. And I'd get the hell out of there. I wouldn't even respond. If someone says, show us, take your shirt off, I go, all right, see you guys. And that's it. But Kevin Brennan, no, he's going to lift up his shirt. And of course, yeah, he's a pudgy guy. And then they're going to have a fat off. So check this out.
I can see. Okay.
Fine, and here we go.
Wow. And then Landau goes, fine, here we go, and lifts up his shirt all the way up to his tits. Above his tits. Showing 2 slight B's jiggling around a giant refrigerator block's worth of blah blah. A giant fat gut. Giant fat sides. Okay? Big, rotund. Now, Landau, he's not super fat, in today's world. And Landau has done this thing, this is like how I was fat back in the day, where when people would even say something like that, I go, yeah, you're crazy. You don't know. It's like when you get to like this kind of fat, it's just so subtle every day. You're getting a little bit more. And you never see yourself, you see yourself every day. So you really don't know that you've actually turned into an obese pig. That's why, he's shocked that somebody's calling him fat. He's never even heard that before because he's not fat enough where people have called him fat. But he definitely is fat. So it's a real shocking development here. So he does pull up his shirt, revealing his tits, revealing his giant fat body. And everyone in the studio is going to say, you're a big fat fuck. And he's going to be shocked. Watch this.
Just lift up your shirts. Just so I can see. Okay.
Fine, and here we go.
You're fat, you fat fuck.
How am I fat?
Dave, you are.
This is all you have.
How am I fat? And everyone else is going, you are, man, you are. Somebody in the chat just said, wow, look at those pink nips. Yeah. They were pink like a pig. So let's watch this all go down again.
You are
This
fat.
is too
Look
false.
at you.
Just lift up your shirts. Just so I can see. Okay.
Fine, and here we go.
You're fat, you fat fuck.
How am I fat?
Dave, you are.
This is all you have?
You have
Dave,
fucking
you are
tits.
Yeah, I'm a little overweight.
You're a little
Whatever.
fatter than Kevin.
Wow. Then Dave Landau goes, yeah, I'm a little overweight, whatever. With a look that could convince nobody of nothing. So this guy is pure effatry. I mean, this is like what we were all raised, no matter what shows you like, no matter where you came from. We all grew up knowing a guy like this sucked. And now, cut to today, we got people thinking he's hilarious, thinking he's great, just because Kevin Brennan is retarded. Oh, Dave Landau actually won this one here. He's hilarious. I don't care what he's done. I don't care if he made Count K laugh. The king, which is very easy to do. This guy just did the biggest fool's move in the world. He denied he was fat. He showed his fat titties and his gut. And then still said, I am not fat. But then when he realized that 6 people were saying, dude, you're fat, he goes, okay, so I'm a little overweight. God. Are you kidding? If this was in the movie Napoleon Dynamite, this would be like a scene everybody quotes about how fucking cringe it was. Okay, so I'm a little overweight. Gosh. Let's watch this again. I mean, this is a complete fool on a level that I've never seen, that I haven't seen in years.
Want me on their show?
What?
That's all you do is step on people's lines,
No,
then
I
you
don't
shit
at
on
all.
fucking
He did.
Artie
I
for
just
doing
said-
the
I
same.
said when I
You won't
brought
even
you
let
on.
me get a
I
line
said
in
when I
now, you
saw you
loud
in, I
fucking
said,
bitch.
I said when I saw you in the lobby.
You're a girl. You're a
I
fucking
know,
high
you're
school
a girl, and you're
Fuck
talking
you
about
and your
you fucking-
AARP card, you nothing.
you're a Bobby Kelly
Don't worry,
wannabe.
if you stay
think
in this
so?
business,
No,
you're
he's,
gonna make
he's
it.
fat and
we're gonna
he's short.
How
he's
am
like
I
a Bobby
fat?
Kelly. You're fat.
How so?
Take off your
Look
fat.
at your
take
take
off your
off your
shirt.
shirt. Take off your
I'm
wiggly
not
chin.
fat. You're
Listen,
fat.
guys,
Your fat
You're a
wiggly
fat
chin.
fuck.
Let's take our shirts off. There's only one way to
I
settle
went
this.
back a little far, but I'd love to watch it again.
Okay,
Would
will you
sell
guys
it.
will you guys take your shirts off?
I can't because I'm too white, but I'm not fat.
You are
What
fat.
if you
Look
just,
at you.
Just
I'm
lift up
fat.
your shirts, just so I can see. Okay.
Fine, and here
All
we
right.
go.
You're fat, you fat fuck.
How am
you're
I
a fucking
fat?
Dave,
tits,
you are-
This is
fat
all you
fuck.
have?
Dave, you
Oh,
are
you're
a
a
little
Yeah, I'm a
fat.
little
fuck.
overweight.
You're a little
Whatever.
fatter than
No,
Kevin.
I'm a little
No,
overweight.
he's fat, and how are you,
Just
30?
not taking sides.
How am I what?
You're 30 years old?
I'm 106, Kevin.
Ooh, an incredible bomb by Dave Landau, Kumia's progeny. So now he's pretending like he didn't hear the question because his mind is in a panic, you see. So he just realized, oh, I am fat. I just got humiliated on live TV. You know, all over RedBar too, which is, something that gets in some guys' heads. And so now he says, what? Who? How? How old are you, you fat fuckers? I'm 106. I mean, that's an incredible bomb. That's incredibly cringe. There's no way to defend something like that. Maybe he is 106 in this vampiric world. You know, people have dated Cumia back to, 1872, I think, was when Cumia was turned. He was a Civil War guy. They found him, wounded. He had walked too close to a grenade. It blew up right in his face. He was seconds away from death. They said he was terribly disfigured when he was dragged away into the woods by a vampire who, in trade for Cumia's soul, gave him a new life. And I think that's how Cumia started. And so maybe this 106 isn't even a joke. Maybe he was so shell-shocked by the whole I'm fat thing, he just blurted out his real age.
And here we go.
You're fat, you fat fuck.
How am I fat?
Dave,
This is all you have?
Dave,
Oh, you're a
Yeah, I'm a little overweight.
You're a little
Whatever.
fatter than Kevin.
No,
Okay.
he's fat. And how are you, 30?
Just not taking sides.
How am I what?
You're 30 years old?
I'm 106, Kevin.
No,
He's
well, you're a
not
fat
really.
fuck. For
I'm
30?
35.
Your wife is probably fat? Because
No, she's
everybody's
not.
fat.
Not as fat as your pig of a
So
wife.
here we go. He goes, your wife is probably fat. And Dave Landau goes, no, she's not. Not as fat as your pig of a wife. Guys, somebody link me to the picture. Big, fat. A really stout woman. She has the same body. I'm trying to compare what her body looks like. She's got like a, I would say Dante Nero or Big J. Okerson. About the same size, maybe a bit bigger. All right, let's hear what Landau has to say.
Comedy Central's heard of me in the last decade as
Oh,
opposed
Comedy
to you.
Central? Oh, I'm scared.
well, I'm Kevin. I've been on
Listen to this. Now, I think Dave Landau was on one of those things that's free where Comedy Central shows like 8, 11 up-and-coming comics. And he just has like 5 minutes on Comedy Central. It's unpaid. Almost every comedian has that. And I think Kevin goes, nobody's ever heard of you. And he goes, Comedy Central's heard of me in the last decade. And he had to say decade because I think he was on Comedy Central about 8 years ago. Just as like a 4-minute thing. And he actually has the nerve to say, well, Comedy Central's heard of me in the last decade. And he had to say decade. Because it was almost a decade ago that he was on.
about her looks on your stupid 1-hour show.
Dude, I got to show you're nothing. No one's heard of you until I mentioned your name on this fucking show.
Well, oddly enough, all of Anthony's fans had heard of me. Comedy Central's heard of me in the last decade, as opposed
Comedy
to you.
Central? Oh, I'm
Oh,
scared.
well, I'm Kevin. I've been on
Central.
nothing.
I got a premium blend spot coming out. 4.5 minutes.
See, and even you hear Sam laughing like a hyena because that's unsaid. That's not said in comedy. Where you brag about your little Comedy Central thing. Like every comedian has that. Has a million. If that's your biggest credit, you're a loser. So they know that. Now they're laughing at Landau. Landau's eyes are darting. They're laughing at me now? Uh-oh. I thought that was killing.
And this is how
This shit's gonna take off.
And this is how
They're gonna fly me first, guys. Get that fucking.
And this is how obsolete you are because you don't even.
Obsolete. So he has been. See, he's learning from Count Cumia. That's how obsolete you are. That's how these people talk. You always know a Cumia fan because they say stuff like, you know, you're obscure, you're obsolete, you have no followers, no one's heard of you. That's what matters to Count Cumia and his little inner circle. So here, obsolete. Now, for some reason, Kevin Brennan threw off his headphones and is, oh, you know what he's doing? He's going out into the hallway of Sirius XM and he's going, has anyone ever heard of Dave Landau? Now watch Jim and Sam Norton freak because they might get in trouble that someone's yelling. So imagine this. You're the host of a big radio show, yet you have a boss where you can get in trouble if you make too much noise in the hallway. Imagine that. And you still work for this company. That would be, you know, enough for me to leave. If someone said, oh, you could work for us and do your radio show, but if you make any noise, you'll get in trouble. I go, okay, goodbye. This isn't for me. Not the Weasel, Sam, and Jim. They fear their boss. And why shouldn't they? They fired Opie and Anthony out of nowhere. They fired Kumi out of nowhere. They fired Opie. They know that, hey, you don't want to follow our rules, we'll find somebody else who will. Like Big J and Dan Soder. Those guys will do anything to follow those rules. So it really takes a weasel. You know, how much could it pay? How much could it possibly pay? Where you're going to be terrified that maybe you'll get yelled at by the bosses. And why are these bosses yelling at the talent? How backwards is that? It should be the talent make the rules. They're the reason people are listening. It shouldn't be that this company is the boss of the talent, and the talent don't seem to understand that. They don't see how backwards that is.
I know that Premium Blend went off 15 years ago when you were
Don't yell
relevant.
faggot in the hallway, Kevin.
Yeah, there's other shows.
Tell him not to yell faggot in the hallway.
So where's he going now?
He saw Mark Norman walking
Don't
around.
curse in the hallway.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't.
Don't curse in the hallway.
I'm a pro. I'm
Is
a
Mark not
fucking
coming
pro.
in?
You are.
No, he's afraid.
Where is he?
I think he must be doing Nikki Glazer's
Probably
show.
doing
He's doing
Nikki's,
Nikki, but he-
Nikki's show.
So
Gave him a
what,
big
so
thumbs
what is
up.
it that I did to you? Can you talk? Like, do you
Dude,
have
you're
any
just a
coping
nothing.
spills?
No one's ever heard
You're
of
a
you.
I
nothing.
did
That's
wanna
why
say
you're not
real
a
quick,
co-host.
Dave Landau.
Wow. You know nothing. That's why you're not a co-host, he says. That's why you're not a co-host. To count K. Brennan doesn't want to be a co-host. He wanted to go on that 1 week. I got to hear that again. You do nothing. That's why you're not a co-host. This is like when Bill Schultz fought with him. Oh, yeah, you do 1 day a week? Yeah, I do 4.
Glazer's
Probably
show.
doing
He's doing
Nikki's,
Nikki, but he-
Nikki's show.
So
Gave him a
what,
big
so
thumbs
what is
up.
it that I did to you? Can you talk? Like, do you
Dude,
have
you're
any
just a
coping
nothing.
spills?
No one's ever heard
You're
of
a
you.
I
nothing.
did
That's
wanna
why
say
you're not
real
a
quick,
co-host.
Dave Landau will be on This Is Not Happening March 16th on Comedy Central.
Thank you.
Oh
Yeah,
my
just
God!
getting
So you're
that.
on for like 2 minutes?
No, it's probably about 15.
I doubt it.
Yeah, no, it is. They
They usually have like 20 guys.
How would
whenever
you
they
know?
see
You
a
haven't
promo-
done anything on the network
I know,
in
'cause
2
it's a waste of
decades.
time.
What's
Oh,
going
really?
on? Let's get back to the Dave Landau Kevin fight. See what they're up to now.
Yeah, it's
So-
a waste of time.
Oh, so your
It's a waste of
podcast is
time.
why you're selling out amphitheaters?
I'm not doing amphitheaters.
You're not doing
We don't
anything.
even say those faggy words.
You're welcome
on
to
the East
open for
Coast.
me anytime
Say
that you
theaters.
want. If you want to get back to some of the clubs
Amphitheaters.
you used
Amphitheaters.
to
Don't fuck
play in
your
the
fat
90s.
wife, your fat doughy
I'll
wife.
fuck your fat
Who
wife.
probably looks like Bobby
And
Kelly
your
with a
fucking
fucking
no
weave.
coping skills school shooter kids.
Whoa.
And I'll wait till your daughter's fucking 18, and then I'll fuck her. And then when you see me, you'll see. Do something. Go to prison.
Okay. Well, I just took a nice little pup there. Hold on. I'll wait till your daughter's 18. You know, he's just trying to hurt Kevin right now. He's not trying to be funny. I've used this line a few times to people. Sent them notes in the mail. When your daughter is 18, on the day of her 18th birthday, I will charm her. I will spend a year convincing her that I'm the man of her dreams. I will marry your daughter. I'll have a kid with her. I'll promise to love her for the rest of her life. And then I'll leave your daughter and our son on the streets. And I will hurt your daughter in a way that would be one of your worst nightmares. And I've written that on notes, sure. I've left that in people's mailboxes. That's what you say when you want to hurt someone. And Dave Landau just said that to Kevin. I'm going to wait till your daughter's 18 and then I'm going to fuck her. And Kevin darts up. This is fighting time now.
Kill school shooter kids.
What?
And I'll wait till your daughter's fucking 18, and then I'll fuck her. And then when you see me, you'll see.
Look at
Do
this. Kevin
something.
gets up. They cut to Jim. Now, I don't know what happens in this couple of seconds, but I believe they edited this to cut to Jim because they don't want to get in trouble over a fight or something. Maybe Kevin did put his hands on him. Maybe Landau puts his hands on Kevin, but I don't know. They cut to Jim Norton. So let's see what happens.
Go to prison.
You can't be violent. Kevin, no. You can't be violent. Kevin, no.
fucking
Hit me. Go to prison. You think
Wow.
No, no.
Hit me. Go to prison, he's saying. So Landau is now being held back by Sam, who, by the way, is just putting his arm out. I mean, anyone could break through that arm, tear it right off his body. But Landau is pretending that he is being held back by Sam, and that's the only reason he's not annihilating Kevin right now. Sam is sitting in a chair and literally putting his faggy arm out. And then Landau's pretending that he's trapped behind it. But like, that's Sam Roberts' scrawny little arm coming out. You're not being held back. You're allowing yourself to be held back so that you don't actually have to fight. It's the biggest pussy move in the world. You could just snap his arm off like a twig and plow through and kill Kevin. But no, you're going to pretend, oh, you're struggling? This guy's got like one finger out. You're, sorry, I would kill you, but it's like Bill Schultz. I would have you on the show, but JoJo won't do it. How convenient, huh? So, and Sam's not even trying. I mean, Sam's like sitting there like, hey, don't do that. Just kind of reminding them that they shouldn't fight by putting his arm out, not actually holding anything back. But there Landau is pretending, I'm stuck behind this guy. Landau's eyes quickly fill with tears. And then he says, yeah, hit me, go to prison.
No, you can't be violent. Kevin, no.
Look at how fucking
Hit
fat
me.
you are,
Go
you
to
fat
You
fuck.
think I'm
Don't talk
afraid?
about
No,
my
no, no,
fucking
no.
daughter.
So don't fucking talk about my wife.
She's a fat fuck. You brought up my
And
wife.
then Kevin comes after him a little bit more. Landau then does step. So Kevin gets out of his chair and comes after him. And Landau goes, for a quick second. So this is a pure puss. Watch this scramble back as Kevin comes towards him. Now, if you're being held back and now the guy comes towards you, this is perfect. It's what you've wanted all along, right? You're being held back. Now the guy's towards you. You should be like, punching time. But no, what does Landau do? He's being held back, yet he moves back as well when he comes towards him. It doesn't really make any sense. I thought you wanted this.
No.
So don't fucking talk about my wife.
She's a fat fuck. You brought up my
You're a
wife.
fat piece of shit.
You're a fat piece of shit.
Get out of here if you want to start.
Get
No,
out
no,
of
no,
here.
no.
here.
No,
Now
Kevin,
watch
you can't
this.
do
Get
it.
out of here.
No touching, no touching.
You talk about my fucking kids. I
You
will
talk about
fuck
my
you up.
family. You started
I talk
it.
about your
Family's
fat
off
fucking wife.
limits. Fuck you.
Your
You've never
fat
even seen my wife. She's
I know
hot
she's
as
fat
fuck.
because you're fat.
Oh, is that
If
why?
you're fat, she's
You've
gonna be.
never even seen my wife. She's hot as fuck. Now, I don't know if I have to pull up that picture again, but come on. There wasn't anybody in the vicinity of, 40 miles from that picture that was hot as fuck. Everybody in that picture was a blob. So he's a liar or he's delusional. My wife is hot as fuck. She's not fat. You've never seen her. This is what he's going to say. So we have seen her. She is fat and not hot.
Fuck you. You've never even seen my wife. She's
I know
hot
she's
as
fat
fuck.
because you're fat.
Oh, is that
If
why?
you're fat, she's gonna be
You're
fat.
fat,
trust
you
me.
fucking douchebag.
I'm fat?
You worthless,
You're like a
gross
retard.
pig.
Let's trade
A
seats, Dave.
retard.
Yeah, musical chair.
Look at this.
Yeah, Kevin. Yeah, you switch with Sam.
Yay!
So now Landau is switching with Sam because they can't sit next to each other, which is another bitch move that only a cuck would allow.
There you go. You're good.
I'm gonna fuck you up after the show, dude.
No, I'm already.
Whoa!
Yeah,
I'm really
you're
afraid
little
of
and
you.
you're fat.
Yeah, and
All
you're
right.
You're little and
Fucking
you're fucking
coward.
queer. God, you're the worst.
Wow, did you hear that comeback? You're little and you're fat. Yeah, well, you're little and you're queer. Okay, come on, guys. Gino time.
Gino is flat broke. Gino ain't got no money.
Flat broke.
He's always looking so damn crummy.
Flat broke Chino.
Ain't nobody think he's funny. He can't move out of the projects 'cause Gino is flat broke.